Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my controller, or not take my controller, take my geometry, put it on its own mesh layer. Is that gonna be this one? There we go. Let's take the teeth and all of that. That's gonna be on a different mesh layer. So here's my tongue. Not retopoed yet. This is really heavy topology, but it's good enough for me to get the information I need, get the placement. So I'm going to go ahead and go to skeleton, create joints, and I'm going to go ahead and go at the base of the tongue. I'm going to do 1, and we'll do 2, and we'll do 3. Okay, 1 in the middle, or 1 at the base, 1 in the middle, 1 at the tip. All right. And actually, you know what? Let me move. Let's just move this back right here. Okay. Because I got a fork in my tongue. So I need to be able to have that fork in there. So we'll put that fork in there. Okay, so let's do center of mass. We need to have that, all of that good stuff in the center of mass. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. That's going to go right there. Okay, so that's going to go right through there. All right. So I got a little bit of a rotation right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to do a freeze rotation. And then I'm also going to, let's actually change our joint size because we're getting a little bit big here. Let's change it right there. Okay. I'm also going to go ahead and take basically child, parent, and we will parent it over. And then I'm going to go and take this joint, fork. Okay, let's go and name it tongue, fork, left, base, tongue, fork, left, mid, and then tongue, fork, left, tip. Fork, left, tip. And let's just go ahead and mirror this over. Skeleton, mirror. All right, and I already had the left to right already added in, so that's why it did it automatically. And let's do tongue, tip, joint. Tongue, mid, joint. Tongue, base, joint. 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 Now I'm just putting these in here just so it's easier for me to read it and know. We got to make everything consistent. Keep everything organized, right? Okay. And I showed some of you this, I'll talk a little bit about it. We do have the Orient joints tool. So if you go look right under here, skeleton, Orient joints, We do have an option to orient the joints down the joint chain. So we can set that up in case you're having some bad orientations. If I go in and redo that, you'll see it reorients everything with the x-axis going down the joint chain, which is useful. I find this is useful to do if you're having issues with, like, say, mirror joints flipping for whatever reason. Sometimes that'll happen because, like, orientations flip when you mirror from one side to the other. So reorienting the joints does help. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and let's do that. Let's do curves, no, create NURBS primitives, plane. So we're going to create a ribbon real quick. And actually, I don't think I need this at the moment, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. We'll just name this tongue ribbon. Just going to make that a little bit skinnier. And we should be able to modify these transformations. Okay. I'm just going to go and take this. Actually, let's turn that back on. There we go. We're just going to go ahead and move this into position. We're just gonna mimic the shape of the tongue right up. I'm gonna do it right up to about here, and then I'm just gonna let these little joints here just kind of control, because otherwise, you'll probably end up doing like more ribbon spines. I was like, I don't know if that's worth it, at least for these. Actually, it's kind of already there. I think I'm fine. So I'll stick with that. All right, let's go and rebuild curves, surfaces. I'm going to go surfaces, rebuild. I already got it set up, I think, for my last time. I don't need 20, that's for sure. Maybe 4. Let's do 4. Rebuild. Yeah, so that'll give us a little bit extra flexibility. Let's go to effects, in hair, create in hair. V count, I'm going to do 4. Okay. Create hairs. There we go. Got our follicles. Okay. I don't need the hair system. I don't need the nucleus. And the output curves I don't need. Curve 1, get rid of that history. Get rid of that history. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Rename that. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna need, I believe, four joints. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Just duplicating these. Actually, if you want, we just name 1. Tongue, follicle, joint, info, LLICLE, joint 1. And then when I duplicate that, I'll do 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I actually did reverse order. So let me fix that. I like to have, the number gets lower as you get closer to the root. So we'll just fix that a little bit. All right, I'm just gonna switch these around. Just middle mouse dragging them. Okay, so we're good. Grab each one of these. Okay, just all four. So it translates to 0, and boom, there we go. All right. Okie doke. So we're going to go ahead and take the, we'll take the control joints, which again are going to be that joint chain we made. Take the NURBS plane, and I'm only grabbing the control joints that are going, basically the center ones. I'm not grabbing the fork control joints, okay? So I'm just going to grab the base ones. And then grab the NURBS plane. We're going to go to rigging, skin, bind skin, selected joints, closest distance, all that's fine. Click bind. So that's moving it along with it. See, it's got the fall off there, which is great. Okay. All right, let's go and create those controllers. Let's do circles are perfectly acceptable. Let's go and, let's see, where's that circle? There it is. Okay. Looks like it's centered on there. Remember, these controllers are going to be going on the tongue control joints. Okay. Let's shrink this down. And again, I'm not doing offset grids just simply because my tongue is just basically just going straight forward. It's not doing anything diagonal or anything like that. If it was, I probably would try to fix that or try to do something a little bit different. So I'm just gonna go do one. And actually, let's change it up. I'm gonna do the same thing I did with the tongue follicle joints and just rename it tongue con 1. And let's do modify freeze transformations, delete or control D. Okay. Control D. So see it's already. Let's hang on. Perspective. There we go. Come on, give me the perspective. There we go. That's what I want. Where's the other one? Oh, okay, it's already there. So I guess I did duplicate and didn't realize it. Okay. That's going to go right here. Okay. So I only got 3 controllers for this. And we'll turn on the tone. I'm just going to kind of make the controller just a little bit smaller, just kind of match the shape just a little bit better. So that'll work. And then I need to have I need to have controllers for the forks. So I'm going to do controller for that fork. And because I have a controller already here on the base, you'll see I'm going to basically do the same thing I did with the head and offset the pivot point. So it goes actually down to the base of the fork instead of having a bunch of controllers sitting right here at the tip, okay? And then I'm going to take Come on. There we go. Control D and V. Okay. And then we're going to freeze transforms all of this. And then rename it and organize it and make it actually functional and attach it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do modify freeze transformations. So we're good. Tongue con, we'll rename it tongue con base. Mid. Tip. Left fork base. Left fork, I'm sorry, right fork base. And then we'll do left fork mid. Right fork mid. Okay. All right. Pivot points for everything is good except for these four. So let's go ahead and fix those. So this one, I need to change the pivot point to right there. So it'll rotate from that position. It's actually going to control this joint. This one right here, same thing again. It's going to control that one. And then this one is going to go to that position. And then this one is going to go to this position right here. Okay. So the idea is that then I could, flick the fork up and down as I need to, or spread it, or do whatever the weird stuff like snakes do with their tongue. Okay. Let's go and organize this. So we're gonna chain them together. So let's do child to parent, and then child to parent. I'm hitting P, remember? And then I'm gonna take the two children, go to their parent, take that child, go to that parent, click on that child, and go to that parent. Okay, so let's double check this. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. And then those two will work as well. All right. Constraint time. So we'll go and take the controllers, controller, the parent. And then since we're doing a ribbon spine, let's just go ahead and do, instead of orient, we're going to do parent constraints. So we want to have that stretchiness, okay? So parent constraint to there, parent constraint to here. Then this base is going to be parent constrained to that midpoint one, okay? Again, using constraints, not nesting. I know sometimes it gets a little confusing, okay? This one, remember we moved the pivot point here, so it's going to choose, so it's going to control this joint. So that's going to be a parent. And this one is going to be a parent. And then this tip controller is going to go to here. That's going to be a parent constraint. And then that controller, and that's going to go to that one, and that's going to be a parent, okay? So let's just go ahead and test this out, see how it works. Grab some of these controllers. Okay. Wrap it up. Down. Okay. Got these guys. Are they moving? That looks good. And then I think I made these controllers a little bit too small. But honestly, man, we're gonna have the joints. Oh yeah, looks good. We're gonna have the joints hidden anyways. Okay, so that works. That works really well. All right, this needs to follow the lower jaw. So when lower jaw opens, this needs to follow as well. So I'm gonna go and take this controller. I'm gonna go to the mouth cone and nest it under the mouth cone. Okay, so then when that opens, we'll see how that moves. Okay, the joints, all those joints that I just made, the tongue base con joint, that is going to go to the jaw joint, and that's going to be nested under there as well. Okay, so that'll put it in its proper place. And then I'm only going to take tongue ribbon follicles, and group them together. I'm going to go tongue, ribbon, spine, group. And we will put that in our miscellaneous group. So that'll just go and sit right under there and chill out. Okay. All right. Remember, if we organize as we go, it makes it a lot easier for us. All right. So let's go and stop here, and we'll move on to the next portion.